All right, let's get started. Hi, my name is Carrie with Signature Real Estate Group, and I have here today a special guest, my friend and lender, James Trader with Home Vantage Mortgage. Welcome, James.
Hi, Carrie. Thank you so much for having me on.
Great, we're here to pick your brain and ask you a few questions. These are questions that I have been getting from first-time homebuyers. They're asking me, well, how do I get started and how do I get qualified? I'm currently renting right now. What's your first piece of advice for them?
Sure, Carrie. Well, great question. We love working with first-time home buyers. One first piece of advice I could say is that it's never too early to get a pre-approval going and see exactly where you stand today. Even if you're not looking to purchase for 6 to 12 months out, it's great to know exactly where your starting point is. We do it friction-free. We send an online application and we request income and asset docs to verify and calculate just the income that they're earning. We also do a credit pull, and that allows us to see any monthly liabilities that would show up on their credit. We turn around those pre-approvals within 24 hours of the submitted application and documents, and re-review the application again with them on the phone, and let them know basically what they're trying to figure out. What does payment look like for their targeted purchase price, and how does their qualification look?
Great. Thanks, James. That's a lot of information that they definitely need some guidance on. One of the things that I see first-time home buyers do is they do procrastinate and they don't know where to start. So that's why they don't take any action. So it's great advice to have them just be prepared in advance. And what would you say, James?
I was going to say absolutely. Even just an initial phone call to or consultation, they can get a lot of information. We can go over, their specific scenario, because not everyone is going to qualify the same. Even a loan is the same in many ways. However, everyone's situation is different. So getting on that first initial phone call and just asking questions that they might have. And we have a few preliminary questions to ask as well before we send out the application. That can give them a lot of information up front.
Great. And James, the other question I received this week from a first-time home buyer is she says that she has a FICO score of 590. However, her credit score from Capital One credit card was a 620. So there's a significant difference. What would they need to do? Why would they need to see the lender?
Just really quick, there are several types of credit reports. We pull in the mortgage business what's called a Series 4 generally. It's different from maybe when you apply for auto credit or credit card credit. Basically, the difference is when we pull a Series 4, our highest score is an 850. When you apply for a car or credit card, or you look on Credit Karma, their high score is a 900. So right off the bat, we're already looking at 50 points less, right, for our top score. So it's really hard to go off of when you pull from, your credit card company or Credit Karma to use those exact figures. I would say about 70% of the time, those numbers are higher than what we actually pull. Before pre-COVID, we could qualify clients with an FHA loan as low as 580. However, the federal guidelines right now, since about mid-March, have been raised to 640 on all programs. What she could do to help boost her credit score really depends on what's on her credit profile right now. Removing any derogatory or collection accounts as paid deletions would significantly help if that was the case. Also, there's a difference between installment and revolving credit. Installment credit is something like a car payment or your house payment, where there's a set number of months to pay off that debt. And at the end of that term, the asset is paid in full, or the liability is paid in full. Revolving credit has to deal with your credit cards or credit lines, like let's say from Best Buy or RC Willie, or just credit cards in general, American Express. It's most important that you show credit worthiness and responsibility with your revolving credit accounts. That being said, I see the best qualified scores utilizing only about 30% or less of their actual credit limit. So if a client has $1,000 credit limit from, let's say, Capital One, if they're keeping that balance under $300 a month or 30%, that's where the score boost we see tends to happen the fastest.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Really great to know all the details. The other thing that I hear a lot from people who are currently renting is that they don't know or not pursuing the rental karma. James, does it make sense for renters to report their rent payments on time if they're not being reported currently to the credit bureaus?
We usually do a verification of rent, and that goes back about 12 months on our own to ensure that they have been paying on time. It's definitely not going to hurt them. They can also self-report utilities and a number of other items if they don't have established credit already.
Gotcha. Okay. And the most popular question I'm asked a lot from first-time homebuyer is down payment amount. They either need to save up or they need to apply for some kind of a down payment assistance. What's your recommendation on savings?
Sure, absolutely. I feel that if the down payment assistance, there are stipulations as far as how much income max they can make a year, as well as credit score. And that's a whole nother conversation. As far as just a regular purchase, I would say it's safe to save at least as a first-time home buyer about 5% of their desired purchase price. 3% down for a conventional first-time home buyer program, and about 2% for closing costs. I never like to have a client go in expecting that they're going to have seller paid closing costs. If they do, it's just the cherry on top, right? It's a bonus. So if they're prepared with 5% and maybe they have contributions for the seller, I think that's a great way to come out of it, right? And have a little bit of extra money in their pocket. Now, alternatively, they can also go FHA route at 3.5% minimum down payment. And again, the same rule applies, about 2% or so average for closing costs, just to overestimate, just to ensure that they're safe with when it comes time to if they fall in love with the property and they want to make an offer. Make sure that they have those funds seasoned for at least 60 days in their bank account. By seasoned, I mean, if they have any large deposits that cannot be explained or sourced, we would not be able to use those funds.
Wow, that's pretty important to know in advance. Yeah. And my last question, James, has to do with your company. Let's be upfront. Not everybody knows Home Vantage Mortgage. However, I have worked with you and heard about all the fabulous rates that you guys have to offer a lot of clients, and money is probably one of the top priorities. And what would you say are the reasons why first-time home buyers want to visit with you versus other lenders out there?
Sure. Thanks for the question, Carrie. I would say that Home Vantage, we stand for three things: pricing, products, and process. Competitive pricing, giving our clients, the absolute best rate available on the market. Low lender fees. Our FHA and conventional loans carry $11.95 lender fee, and we do all VA loans, purchase or refinance, at no charge to the veteran. Also, our process, we're very streamlined here. Home Vantage is the mortgage division of Austin Capital Bank. So we are tied to an FDIC chartered bank, but that allows us, being our own separate entity, to only focus on mortgages. So our processes are quick, 14 to 21 days in turn times from application to approval. And you get to work with someone like me with an eclectic personality and has the best interest in mind for the client. That's going to help them understand all of the loan programs that they would qualify for, educate them on the pros and cons, and at the end of the day, ultimately let them decide what's best for their current, future financial goals.
Incredible. Thank you, James. And if anybody wants to call you with any questions, how would they reach you, and what's the best way to reach you?
Absolutely. They could either reach me on my cell phone. It's 702-706-7544, or my email, jtrader@homevantage.com. And I'm sure if they reach out to you and ask also, you'd be able to provide the information.
Absolutely. And James, you are an animal lover like myself. You have how many pets at home?
I have 3 now. I have a Vizsla, a dog, a kitten, and a Sonoran desert tortoise.
Fabulous.
Yeah, one big happy family.
Yes, people can definitely relate to that. Lots of pets. Awesome. Thank you, James, for your time. And we look forward to hearing from you again. We'll definitely be seeing you on video.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carrie.
Thank you.